Hi, well, welcome to this conference, Financial Independence Conference 2020. We are all welcome. How many of you were here last year when we organized the Jumpstart Conference for 2019? All right, so I want to find out from you, why are you here today? When you attended last year's program, why are you here today? All right, you are here because you enjoyed last year's program and you are here to learn how to become financially independent. All right, so I want us to congratulate ourselves for taking the bold decision to participate in this program because it is not easy. There are many people who procrastinate. They say they want to attend workshops, but they can't attend. But one thing I want to assure you here is that this is not just another workshop you are going to attend. It's not just another workshop. This one, you will take concrete actions. You are going to participate in whatever we are going to do because it is going to be about your plan to become financially independent. You are going to develop your financial independence plan before you leave here. So I'd like to find out from you, who is this man on the screen? Who is this man on the screen? Do you know him? Do you know this man on the screen? Who is he? All right. So he is Ernest Esuzu. Do you remember him? Exactly. He is a celebrity. Ernest Esuzu, on 27th of January 2020, was seen at the ShopRite in Nigeria begging for money to go and feed. Esuzu is a celebrity. As I showed the picture to you, all of you remember who this man is. In 2020, in January, he was found begging for money. As you all know, he is an astute actor. At the prime of his career, he had acted more than 100 movies. He's not only an actor, he's also a producer of movies. He's also a musician. He composes songs, he even writes songs for musicians. But as we talk now, his life is so miserable that he has to beg to feed. It is not only Ernest Esuzu. There are many of his kind around. Some of them have died, some are still alive. Who remembers this man? Who is this man? In fact, he's still alive. Who is he? All right, that's true. He is Mike Tyson. Who remembers this other man? Okay, he is 50 Cent. 50 Cent of all people. Then this other man, who remembers him? In fact, he's my favorite actor. He is Cage, Nicolas Cage. Most of you have seen his films, right? Nicolas Cage. If you didn't know, he is my favorite actor when it comes to action movies. Maybe you think I'm far away, right? Let me come down to Ghana. In fact, do you know anybody who is or was a celebrity having lots of money, but today he is very poor? Do you know any of them around? All right. Do you know this man? His may not fit into a typical example of those who were rich, but then they are now poor. But this man, do you remember? Do you know him? He is Kofi Adjololo. Kofi Adjololo is one of the best actors we have around. Quite recently, did you hear him complaining that online people say he's worth $800,000? It's not true. Now I'm quoting him. It's not true. I don't even have up to that a quarter of that amount. What is the fact is that many people are owing me money. Producers are owing me 1,000 Ghana. Producers are owing me 3,000 Ghana. If producers are owing me 1,000 Ghana and I'm complaining, does it mean what will show that I'm worth 800,000? So that is Kofi Adjololo, the acclaimed actor we have. But even coming down to Tamale where we are, please watch this short video for me. Okay, please, who remembers this man? Exactly so. He is Aban Tiko. Aban Tiko is a local musician. In fact, I love his songs because most often his songs remind us about the future. It reminds us about the life hereafter. It reminds us about how we need to love each other. Aban Tiko, along the line, became blind. Even before he became blind, Aban Tiko became very poor. In addition, he became blind. So the video you just watched, Aban Tiko, before he passed on, will have to be lifted on a bicycle. So when he gets to where there's a little crowd, Aban Tiko will stop and he will sing his songs. Then people will feel pity for him and then give him money. As you can see in the video, he was singing and dancing and people were giving him money. Why am I mentioning all of this? In life, it is not all about how much one earns. It is about how you use the money. It's about how you plan to use the money. It's not about earning ability, but it's about planning, using the money according to the plan you have for your life. Is it not true? At the height of Mike Tyson's career, he was earning $5 million. But today, Mike Tyson barely gets enough to feed on. Nicolas Cage, at the height of his career, was worth around $25 million. But it's not so easy for him today. There are many people like that on earth. Even around us, you know of many people who work, they earn lots of money, and as soon as they begin earning those monies, their appetite for bigger things come up. If they were earning 3,000 cedis a month and they were living in some 2-bedroom house, as soon as they begin earning 5,000 a month, they go into 5-bedroom house. Our appetite begins to grow as soon as we begin to earn bigger amount of money. But that is not the point. The point is that in 5 years' time when you go on retirement, 10 years' time when you go on retirement, 40 years' time when you go on retirement, what is there for you? I believe that is more important for you than earning lots of money now and blowing it away. And as soon as you go on retirement, or even as soon as the money you are earning begins to go away, then you begin to feel the heat. This is the reason why financial independence planning, financial independence is very, very important for us now to begin planning how much money we need to become independent. We get those monies down and know that even whatever level we have now, as soon as it goes away, we can still live life the way we used to live it. I hope that is correct. Is that fine? So that we don't go on retirement or our major source of income doesn't go away today or in 10 years, and then we begin to live like Will Smith, begin to live like Mike Tyson, begin to live like people who we have just cited as examples. So we are here because the life at the peak of our lives, the way we want to enjoy life, it should continue like that until we die. Is that not so? We don't want to be taken at the wrong side of our lives. All right. So now, once we have set the foundation right, I want to ask you this question. How much money do you think you require to become financially independent? Okay. Yes, Madam Pepe. How much money do you think you require to become financially independent? Okay. The money should fill this room. All right. Mr. Abukari, how much money do you require to become financially independent? Plenty money. Okay. So, do you have the amount, the figure in your mind? Do you have any figure in mind? Okay, you are mentioning 100 million. Okay. 100 million what? Cedis or dollars? 100 million cedis. All right. So, on the basis of the amount you have mentioned, why did you mention this amount of money? Why did you mention 100 million? What factors have you considered before mentioning 100 million? Okay. Well, you just mentioned, you didn't factor in anything. All right. So, do you really think if you have money, fill this room, it will be sufficient for you to live a financially independent life? It's a no, 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 no. Because an example that we mentioned, when Mike Tyson and Co were earning huge sums of money, they thought that those monies could take them to the end of life. $5 million, $25 million, when we take it in cash, we'll put it inside this room. Won't it fill this room? But did it take them to the end of their lives? It's a no. So, from our research, Passiondrive Coaching and Consultancy, from the research I did with my team, we came out with a number of items that are basic for everybody. Today, if you are 30 years old and we assume you are going to live 60 years and above, and you have a wife or a husband and you have 5 children, and you have a parent, a dad or a mom living with you, and then a maid, that's about 9 people in your family. With these 9 people, you are going to take care of the children, 5 of them, to the university level. And you are going to live for, I said, 60 and above. So you have to continuously have a place to sleep, right? You will drink water, you will eat food, you will need electricity. You even have to move around because movement is very important. Transportation. You will need to pay the kids' school fees. You will need at least once in a while to go for vacation, right? Any other thing I've not mentioned? Clothing. You need clothing. Any other thing I've not mentioned? Perhaps you are a religious person, you need to go to visit your holy sites once in a while. What else? Okay, contingency, add contingency. So for 30 straight years, to continuously eat and drink, pay your electricity bills, have a house, do once in a while maintenance, to have a car, change it maybe a number of times within the 30 years, pay children's school fees, their clothing, everything, 30 straight years. You will need an amount of 5 million Ghana cedis to be able to live consistently on a particular standard of life that if you don't even work again, you will be able to live life the way you have pegged it for yourself. 5 million Ghana cedis, you can spend that for 30 years. If you have 9-member family, this is the budget we have created for you. And the amount we have earmarked for accommodation, when you take that amount, any part of Ghana, not the high-end areas, but I mean like in Accra, you can get a house. Kumasi, Tamale, you can get a house. Including the furnishing and everything, when you get around 500,000 Ghana cedis, you can take care of that. Around 150,000 cedis, you can get some 4-bedroom house. Then you use another 50,000 or 100,000 to furnish it. Then the remaining 300,000, you use it for occasional maintenance, painting and stuff. 500,000. When you have 762,000 Ghana cedis, you will be able to get a strong car, perhaps even change it for 3 times within the 30 years. Then you fuel the car and also do car insurance. The insurance here is important, that as when you buy the car and then you involve yourself in an accident, you can replace the car. Then utilities, 216,000. Remember we said 500,000 for the accommodation, maintenance and stuff. Then 216,000 for utilities, electricity, water, waste collection and stuff for 30 straight years. Then you need to use phones, your relatives, your wife and your either mom or dad living with you need to use phones. You need internet. You also need to occasionally change it as well. So for over 30 years, you need around 132,000 Ghana cedis to be able to maintain that kind of lifestyle. What else? Insurance for health or for life. So health insurance for the entire family for 30 straight years, you need around 360,000. So that when you are sick or any member of your family is sick, you take the person to a very standardized hospital where you can get all the needed facilities. Then feeding, which is the big one. Feeding, we have estimated 1,080,000 Ghana cedis, which covers everything feeding for 30 years. 1 million. Then we come to school fees. Very, very important. These days, school fees are very high. But say 5 children from KG to wherever level, we have budgeted, including your own fees, maybe to go and do your masters or stuff. We have budgeted 490,000 Ghana cedis. Then clothing, including shoes, for the 5-member family and 9-member family, 360,000 Ghana cedis. Then religious purposes, 200,000, and then holidays also 300,000 for holidays, and then others 500,000. Hello, all right, 500,000. So if you put all of this together, you are going to get 5 million Ghana cedis. That is about $1 million. That's around $800,000, $900,000. So if you have this money today, will it fill this room? We don't care whether it fills the room or not. All we care about is that all the needed things, important things in our life, we have taken note of it. Do you get the point? We have taken note of it. So the reason why we are here and our lives are supposed to be better than those that didn't come here is like Mike Tyson, because he earned more than $900,000 in his career. But then, because he didn't have this kind of information you are having today, he didn't put aside any money that he can fall on for the rest of his life. So today, if you are in this conference and you are earning money far and above 5 million Ghana cedis, if you have that kind of money, put it in an investment somewhere. Then you continue to do your work. When you get extra, that is fine. But if it's left with only this one, then it will mean that you have to stick to this budget template that we have offered you. What it means is that if you have 5 million Ghana cedis, what we require you to do is, when you go above 9-member family, it will mean you need more money to be able to take care of all of them. If your family is less than that, it means that you have Ubuntu somewhere. If you have people in your family who fall sick regularly, and then you need to take care of them, perhaps abroad, it will mean that side you may eat all your insurance money. But if you have people who are not falling sick, it means you may have some free Ubuntu there. As well, if you decide to feed on lesser amount of food, or not necessarily lesser, but maybe cheaper amounts of food, which I will not advise you to do though, it will mean you have some extra money left. But even as you are here, I know we have various levels of social standards. So some of you, like Mr. Jan, some of you already have your houses. Some also have also taken care of their children up to some level. So it will mean that the amount of money that I, as a 30-year-old person, will require, which is $5 million Ghana cedis, it's not the same amount of money that you will require to become financially independent. So, Mr. Jan, so if you do your extrapolation based on the explanations we have given regarding the various components of the 5 million, it will mean that aspects that you have, like a house, you pick it out of it. But then you keep the maintenance amount. But for if I were you, I'll keep everything, because I may need to maybe expand the house, or I may need to take care of other expenses. So for you, what you have now is just the amount of money to purchase the house. But the rest, maintenance and then whatever, all those ones are still going to be maintained. So by this point that I'm making, I'm drawing attention to the fact that right now, everybody's amount towards financial independence will vary a little. It will vary a little from one person to the other, depending upon where you have already reached. Those of us in this conference, I can see that none of us have older children. Those who have children cry, they are so young, like my case. So it means I still have a lot of money to spend on their education, and so on and so forth. So, having known the amount of money one needs to become financially independent, I want to find out from any of you, is any of you having this money in the bank already? Have you stuck this money somewhere in the form of investment or the other? All right, so it means you are in the right place. So how do you get this 5 million Ghana cedis? Yes, how do you get this 5 million Ghana cedis? Yes, Madam Rahim, how do you get this 5 million Ghana cedis? Do you have an idea how you can get this 5 million Ghana cedis? Hello, those at the back, have you an idea how you can get this 5 million Ghana cedis? That is why you are here. So now, indeed, I shall also mention that there is a contingency money for you. Contingency, in case something goes wrong, then you fall at the contingency. So it is very, very thoughtful. We did deep research and we came out with this figure. So if you have this money, you don't have to worry so much. You only have to follow the amounts of money we have budgeted for each particular item. So now let's go to how you can make this money.